What are you guys talking about?
He wants to touch my kid.
No.
Who does?
I offered to babysit Opie's kids.
No, Mars.
Noser.
Absolutely, damn right.
He doesn't. Mars.
Oh,
we went over this.
No,
today.
I'm supposed to beg for my job.
He does. Okay, don't.
I'm
start
not
with
getting
this.
this.
But
I love everybody. Listen to me here.
Look.
You're not babysitting my kid because you admitted that
he touches
You're
kids. Oh
telling
no.
people-
Let's get this right.
Oh no.
Let's get this right. It's not that I.
oh, fuck.
This motherfucker,
Opie,
he seems to think. He seems
do
to
not.
fucking
I
think
didn't
that I
shit
can't
stir
hear in
this
the back
one.
office.
Opie, I didn't say. You saw what happened here.
I said I love everybody.
Okay, we saw what happened here.
Who is an ass kisser here?
We saw what happened here.
Because I said I want to babysit.
Everybody's
Yeah, what a
witness.
fucking kiss
Oh my
ass.
god! Look at this guy.
And I just want to say for the record, you can't do that just because you told the stories about those people touching kids.
Yeah, I mean it's
Those
yeah, those people.
And those people possibly close to you.
How would he even
But
call
not
you
you.
to ask you?
Oh Jesus! Again with the phone number.
Troy, get in there.
You know who I'm going to ask to babysit my kids? Someone whose phone number I don't even have.
Motherfucker thinks it's for real. He's a stupid ass.
I hear what I hear, buddy.
He thinks it's for real, yo.
Go to the car and listen to this.
Oh,
You gotta
smoke
get-
some weed, dude. Calm the fuck down. Dude, it was a fucking joke,
No, it
man.
wasn't.
Do you think that man would fucking allow me to babysit his kid? Do you think I
No.
have the time to
No.
babysit someone else's
But
fucking
you know what?
kid, Danny?
I bet you.
Shut
you,
the fuck
you can't,
up.
all you do
dumb
is fucking.
motherfucker.
All you do every day is try to kiss as much of that ass as you possibly can.
Opes my dog. What? Opes my
Oh
dog.
yeah, oh please.
What?
Oh, let me get those balls.
Opes my dog. What?
Hey Sam, this
Guys
fight
hang out
got
all the time,
worse
right?
since like everyone walked out.
It's getting worse now. Why
They're
would
boys. They're boys. They fucking chill. They hang. They're boys. They're part of the same crew.
Opie and Mars?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a kiss ass Mars?
Yeah.
Yup. He sure is.
Winner. Yep.
Jeez.
That's me.
I don't need to say a fucking other word.
That's right, man. Wow. Big man. Oh my God. He's so easily fucking triggered, man.
Whoever says that I stirred what
You did not. Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, it just.
Not at all, brother.
If anybody, you. Because
Okay,
you.
we don't have to point fingers at who stirred up anything. Just leave
look.
it alone. It wasn't you.
I'm not. I don't want to get in a fight with you, Mars. I'm intimidated.
No. Don't say that.
Interesting show. You seemed happy.
Oh, I'm very happy, brother.
You see, at one point, I mean, they didn't make mention of it, but you were like, you were smiling at Danny the whole time, and you were dancing a little bit. First of all, what are you doing in here?
Oh, I'm
You're supposed to be an engineer.
I-
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm kidding.
I thought I had an open invitation.
No, you do. Everybody has an open invitation. I mean, Paul is in here, and he didn't even show up for work on time today. And he's only here 3 days a week. So it's like everybody, yes, has an open invitation. But I guess I didn't expect that to... Yeah, every time we open the door now... this is what's going on here on After Opie and Anthony Live. Every time the door opens, the whole room looks at it like, oh, shit, what's coming next?
Well, actually, I turn around to, I'm prepared for what's coming next.
You're ready for it.
But it's not coming.
No sneak attacks.
Right.
There's Jim. I don't know if he's coming in. Jim, you just missed the fight start again and then end again.
Oh, it ended already?
Danny came in and he said some shit and then he threw his headphones down and left.
That's the only reason I came back.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just came in and started screaming at Mars. Then Mars yelled
Jimmy,
back. And
I offered to babysit Opie's kid.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I heard that. That was nice of you.
yeah,
But it was considered a kiss-ass move. So, I have
but
no
then
problem with
Mars
that.
also made a comment about begging for his job, which is a comment that Danny made about him. You're right, Jim, when you said that they were like nobody is that mad at each other over Apple TV.
No, it's all underlying stuff. But I love arguments, and I don't want to push the argument. Like, I don't want to see Danny get in trouble. I don't want to see Mars get in trouble.
Right.
Thank you, Jim.
But I like... If it's already happening, I don't want to start it, but I fucking just walk towards violence. I'm such an asshole.
Yeah.
I came back... When's the last time I came in here just to listen?
Yeah, fighting happening more.
I literally... If you
Jim,
told me there was guns drawn, I'd run in and watch.
Are you the type, if you're walking down the street and there's a fist fight, you'll stop and look?
Yeah, or I'll walk towards it, yes.
Yeah, and it's such a. I will too, but it's such a dumb thing to do.
It is.
It's interesting to me because I didn't notice it. I guess that's why it's interesting to me because I didn't notice these guys have any tension, but I never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
them interact, so I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I knew that they had tension, but I mean, the purpose of them being in here yesterday was not to capitalize on that tension. They just happened to both be in talking about XM, and then all of a sudden, things just got more. Because before you were passive aggressive toward Danny, and he was passive aggressive towards you from the beginning of the after show yesterday. Can you?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And when you were making, because I guess you guys, I didn't realize because you guys weren't really talking,
Right.
But I figured that you would just both let it go. I think it was harboring.
Oh, I
inside
was
both
waiting
of you.
from the moment I walked in. Anything that came out of my mouth, I was waiting for. More so for Danny to go ahead and.
You wanted
lean
him
on
to.
me.
You wanted him to
No,
invite you
no,
into
I
it.
was waiting. I was prepared, and sure enough, he did it with the Poe comment, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
So wait, did you kind of just admit you walked in with a chip on your shoulder? Just
What's that?
waiting to- Sorry. But like you were just expecting an argument even before anything happened.
No, I just said I was bracing
Oh,
myself.
why are you starting a fight
for
with
that?
Mars?
I'm just
And for-
asking. I
and-
No,
wasn't
you're
here.
not. That's a leading question. That's a shit stirring question.
And from the individual that the other day he didn't know where the fuck I was. Yeah, I report to you, motherfucker. I was here. Remember?
Yo,
Yeah, that little
listen,
comment. No,
hold
no,
on a second.
no.
Don't get bitchy at me because I said, "Oh, I didn't see Mars this morning." Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
give
on
a
the air,
fuck.
so people think that maybe I wasn't here all day, right?
Because I didn't see you, people assume you're
because
out
on
all
the air.
day.
Exactly. This is like I said, one-way communication, man.
This microphone is a powerful tool.
All right, I tell
Very
you what.
powerful
Every
tool.
morning that I'm here,
Very
I'm going to
powerful tool.
seek you out. I'm going to shake your hand, look you in the eye.
Don't do it because I wouldn't want to see you every morning. Trust me.
I think Paul's trying to cash in on the Danny
Not at
Mars
all.
heat.
Not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely. Don't you think that,
I
Mars?
think so too.
Troy. You see that happening,
Troy,
right?
Troy,
definitely not.
Microphone, Troy.
ahead.
You see everything that goes on here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Mars had this kind of tension with people. Or Danny, I kind of know better. I know he does, but
Yeah.
I didn't know Mars did.
Yeah, I think there's so much tension going on between everybody all the time, and everybody's ready to snap. And basically, what you do is you stockpile all this ammunition and go, okay, I see you doing that. Okay, I see you doing that. And it's like when it comes up on the air, then it's no holds barred. It's like you have to aim for that person's throat.
I think
and you
that's
have to
right.
hit him where it hurts.
Because when you're not around, like after you guys leave, there have been many big fights that have happened.
At fights at 10:01 that me, Opie, and Anthony all missed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there have been big fights that just never made the air because people.
Like between who? You don't have to say what it was about.
With Troy and Danny had a big fight a while back.
Right, I remember that on the air too.
No, they had a way.
There's one afterward, too.
a bigger
yeah,
one.
a real fight off the air.
Where'd you argue? Where were you?
Just in the hallway.
In the hallway.
Everybody was walking out of the offices looking to see what was happening.
But yeah, I mean, there have been arguments with everybody that just haven't ended up on the air. But I think Troy is right when he said what happens is, I guess, people just walk away from that fight, and instead of letting it go, they just start stockpiling and waiting for a time when they can go on the air.
And
with
you can
it.
just come on the air and just slit the other person's throat and just watch them bleed. That's the goal of stockpiling, because there really is an underlying anger towards each other.
Yeah.
Hostility.
Do you think everybody has that towards each other?
No, I don't think everybody towards each other, and I think it's actually gotten better.
Yeah.
Too. But for a while there, it's a fucking disgusting, toxic work environment where everybody's just looking to motherfuck the other one.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very negative environment here.
You mean at the company or just in the
No, I
staff?
wouldn't say the company.
No.
I don't think that's fair to say the company because a lot of shows get along just fine, and I don't.
The mashup actually walks down the hall
Yeah,
together.
they walk to the
They're all
kitchen
in love.
together. They go to the bathroom.
Are you
together.
hungry? I'm hungry. Let's eat. Sure.
I've
never
been
seen
in that
happier
studio
people.
the other day when we had no show on like Friday or whatever it was that the guys took off. I went in the studio, and like one of them goes, "Hey, I'm ready to get some water." And Rich goes, wait a second. Let me just finish this. And they have to wait until everybody's ready so they can walk to get water together. Like, I don't think that it's this building because I think that it was not. I think there was a lot of tension before we got to this building.
I agree.
And we've been in this building for 2.5 years, and the time has only made things worse.
And the mashup will end in a murder-suicide.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah. But all that closeness is gonna come out in an ugly fashion.
There has to be some kind of horrible underlying tension with the mashup.
There
that
has
it's
to be.
And it never gets addressed on the air because it can't.
I hope it's that Stanley's in love with Rich and he just can't take it anymore. He just
Kills
can't-
his wife.
Yeah, he just kills Rich and then himself. He just can't take Rich's pretty smile. Every time Rich smiles, it makes Stanley crazy.
And Ryan and Nicole just walk into the studio and there's a gory murder-suicide that's just happened there.
yes, and then they make love on the bodies. I gotta go. Open Kenny in the car.
All right, I'll see
Later,
you later.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's this building, and I don't think it's this company because As a matter of fact, I think it's this show because Troy worked at this company before we got here, and you and your attitude and the way you work and your whole vibe has completely changed since you started working for the show. You were very sort of, and maybe that has to do with time too, but you were a very company guy when we got here. You're making sure everybody was okay with everything, double checking with each individual person, and you slowly, and you were like trying to be cool with everybody, which just doesn't work here.
Right.
And I mean, I think that's been well documented.
Not on
this
this show. It does work in the
Right, and
building
that's
for the
what I mean.
company. Like, it is possible to work for this company and just, you may not favor somebody, but you
Right.
might be like, yo, what's up, dude? You know what I mean? Like, it's cool because my attitude towards that is you just never know when you're going to need that dude's help to be like,
Right.
hey, man, can you give me a hand with this?
Honestly, I'm cool with everybody to a degree, but I'm also well aware that most people who work for the show would love to slit my throat if they had the chance, and that's why I'm ready to slit their throats back.
Right.
Like I'm ready. Like you said, I have anybody I'm ready to start an argument with
Right.
if it goes down, but I'm not going to start it.
But that's just
because you don't know when you're going to be in the situation.
right. That's the vibe of this show.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's so
Yeah.
so all you're doing is you're putting people into this environment, and that's what's going to happen. It's just going to take a little pinprick and it's going to explode. So when shit like this happens, you can't stand there shocked. Like,
Right.
It's like, I'm surprised this shit doesn't happen every day.
Because the Steve and Danny fights, the ones like where I remember it almost got physical to a point.
Right.
And that was in K-Rock. That wasn't in this building.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was, stuff has been going on. I think that as far as Opie and Anthony, I'm not going to say this because people will think I'm talking about the after show. But, and then you hear what Sam said today, a little shit stir. The Opie and Anthony show, to me, is the best show on radio. 100%. There's no, and that's honest. And I was an Opie and Anthony fan before I got here. But I think that this show also breeds negativity.
A lot.
And I mean, the whole vibe of the show is making fun of everything as brutally as possible. And it's like, we've all been here for years. Troy, you've only been here for, you've been here for years. That's 3 years. The rest of us, I've been here for
7
6.
years, motherfucker.
You've been here for 7. Eric's been here for 7. And it's like, that having that much negativity and constantly being ready to criticize things kind of eats away at you and kind of affects your work relationships, I think.
Sure, and it's
maybe.
And a lot. There's more. You're doing shit than, hey, yo, fucking good job, dude. You know, you're killing it, or whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes that balance is nice.
Yeah.
But when it leans in one direction of just like, oh, you're shit. Everything you do is shit.
Because it's
fuck
like
everything.
It's like it's jokes. Like, oh, you suck, you're shit, you're shit. It's jokes.
Right.
But when that's all you hear, it starts piling up, and eventually it's like, this
And it's
shit's
like-
not funny
And
anymore.
you know, it happens off mic as well, more so in the offices, in the hallway. So we're still
Right,
with the
right.
same
So, like, with
theme
us.
constantly,
like
yeah.
with the guy, like it's
Exactly.
like, shut it, Danny, you're an idiot.
Right.
Travis, you're not funny. Like, that's going on in our office all the time.
Constantly.
And it's like, at the risk of sounding very feminine, we don't have a place where we can, like, it's not safe to be sensitive or nice.
Right,
here.
you can't decompress anywhere
No.
around here.
And it's like, and honestly, if I ever tried to be nice to somebody,
You want something.
What the fuck is Sam up to now? What the fuck is Sam up to? Little
I
shit.
mean,
like,
you're just as guilty of all of that.
I'm not saying I'm not. All I'm doing is pointing out what's going on because I am completely guilty of it. All right. I mean,
And you're guilty of fueling that fire.
100%. The show is fueled by conflict. I try to give the show as much fuel as I can give it.
Right.
All right.
So you're just doing your job.
It's all month. I'm going through different radio shows. People just going to work and trying to do a radio show and entertain some people who have no idea. I'm listening to their show and cutting it up just to make them look bad. Me, Sam Roberts, is doing that.
Right.
So I'm not saying that like this is some cause that I'm trying. I'm just pointing out that I think that's where a lot of it is coming from.
Yeah.
It's like the old West, man. And then, however, we just shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
Like I shoot you for. Oh,
Because you have to be ready to shoot.
Yeah, you got to be ready constantly.
because nobody wants to hear the questions.
Exactly.
They're like, because if you hear the questions, you'll get cricket sound effects.
Exactly.
So you got to be ready to shoot now, or you're going to get shot.
Right.
And you know that would have happened today, Mars, if you hadn't shot. And Troy, you've been in fights before. I've been in fights before.
You just aim for the throat.
You have to just go.
Yeah.
And admitting you're wrong is not an option because that's not why you're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is a good point. Dr. X in New Mexico. You're on the after show.
I'm in old Mexico, Sammy, but that's not the point. The show's called The Moment for a reason, dude. Before I started listening, I was a nice guy. You know, I'm a dentist. I'm a people person. I listen to Jimmy Norton now. Everything out of my mouth is shut up, stupid.
Yeah, it makes the fans horrible people. Like, I've met the fans, and, like, I can see... Thanks, man. Thanks, Dr. X. I can see that they have good intentions. And I'm like, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, the shit show. It sucks, man. And I'm like... First of all, you just called it the shit show, meaning it's and second of all, you just said a negative thing about it. Like, I don't understand. But it's because since, like you said, it pours off, it happens on the air, it pours into the staff off the air, and then into the fans off the air. So if you go to a live event or if you hang out with a fan, you're there. The show is a universe at this point. Like, the Opie and Anthony show is a full universe, and anything that's encompassed in that universe is going to be brutal and critical and hilarious and entertaining. But, we tell the interns you need a thick skin, and nobody realizes how thick that skin needs to be to work on this channel. I mean,
Not only a thick
that's
skin,
why I went...
but
Go ahead.
groin protector as well. But
I don't know what that even means, but
of course.
Dr. X's point was there's a reason the channel's called a virus, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not a nice thing to call a channel, is it?
Right. It's disgusting.
Horrible. It's the worst. It's one of the worst things that you could have. I mean, who wants a virus? It's terrible. You
Yeah.
have to go to the hospital.
Right. Or it fucks up your computer, or
It does nothing good for anyone.
Right.
Nobody's ever said thank God for that virus.
Yeah.
Like, there's no virus that eats cancer.
Right.
There's just viruses that do bad things. And, I guess that's where we're at. Mars,
Sure.
I will give a couple points to you for waiting till Danny left the studio before you were willing to. You actually sat down on the couch during the commercial break and waited for Danny. What's up, Roland?
I heard Mars needs protection. Use Trojans.
Good point, Roland. Good point.
Excellent.
Because, and I'll tell you this.
Good one.
This after show we've been talking about is brought to you by Trojan Bearskin Condoms. Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand.
Best condoms on the market.
You got to get them. They're the best. What'd you say, Roland? Oh, it is. Okay. Let's pick it up. Hotline. You're on the air.
Hi.
It's Anthony.
It's your pal Anthony. As I'm driving, of course, I'm not supposed to be tweeting or looking at tweets.
Uh-huh.
But after, some controversy like that in the studio, I do like seeing what the listeners are thinking.
Yeah.
And I am on a blocking tear.
Why? What are they saying?
Blocking fucking tear from some of these shithead fucking listeners.
And the listeners, we talked about the listeners.
I'm not, and no, don't ask, don't block, call me fag.
What happened?
Oh, we lost him. He must have gone in the tunnel or something. Hopefully he'll call back. But Anthony's right. He's blocking the listeners because the listeners, most of them, some of them are very funny people. Steve from Bayshore writes all kinds of great stuff. Kevin from Connecticut, he's all over the feedback. But for the most part, the listeners, like, the negativity of Opie and Anthony is done in a way that's humorous. We know they're joking. And it's very clever, very funny, very well done. And that's why they have a show. Oh, hang on. No, just put them right there.
Me.
Is that you?
Fucking hanging up on me?
Yeah, I was tired of it.
Oh shit!
I'm kidding.
That was Sam.
I'm kidding. No.
Doubt it.
So, what are they saying that you're blocking them?
I'm on a block fest because, first of all, obviously, everyone knows me and Danny are very good friends,
Yes.
right? So when I get like tweets saying that Anthony should have told that bitch Danny to shut up, or of course Anthony's not going to say anything to Danny because they're asshole buddies or something like that. First of all, I'm not going to. What am I going to jump in the middle of a fight between Danny and Mars?
Right.
It's their business. It's none of my fucking business.
Nobody was jumping into the fight.
Danny's not my fucking lapdog. and shit. And who am I? Who am I that I should fucking tell him who he can and can't have a fight with, or what he can and can't say in a fight? So anyone that even brings up that kind of bullshit on Twitter is instantly getting blocked. I probably blocked 20 people, and I left the Midtown Tunnel.
Well,
and
it's the right thing, because it's not like you were sitting there going, "Good one, Danny. Fuck you, Mars." You were just letting the fight happen.
No, you let it happen. These two got problems with each other. I don't give a fuck. I think it's funny as shit. And I did laugh at, the pictures.
That's a nice picture.
Nice picture.
Hey, Ant.
That's fucking hilarious.
And I'm in the studio now.
Danny.
I was just wondering, are we still on for me giving you that blowjob at 1?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You got to hold on to that job somehow.
I don't want to miss a day of sucking your dick.
You best use a
All
lot
right.
of shit.
I will. All right. I'll go and practice on Travie in the back.
Fucking assholes, and they're just getting blocked. They have
Good.
no concept of what the fuck goes on in the studio, between the people that work there, behind the scenes. Just no concept. And I'm not saying they should, but they sure act like they know.
Yeah, and
everything that's going on.
It seems like just because we do a show that's sort of like go with the flow and very open and talking about what's going on behind the scenes, that everybody that's listening knows everything. Like there's nothing we don't say.
Right. But that's not exactly true.
No.
So, but again, these dopes think they know fucking everything. And keep it up, because I can block all fucking day. I don't care if I'm down to 10 followers from blocking people. I could give a shit. So you're getting blocked.
Good.
So go to AnthonyCumia.com to pick up your Life on the Compound t-shirts.
How come everybody plugs t-shirts on this show? You have a show.
I don't care. All right. Have fun with your show.
All right.
Listening.
I'll talk to you later. And that's about AnthonyCumia.com is what he plugged if it was dropping out or whatever. But that's the thing. The other thing about blocking people on Twitter is that, like we said, like the vibe of the show and this negative humor, Opie and Anthony are really talented at it. And they only do it for 4 hours a day. And that's it. And it's like I don't get that way because of Opie and Anthony. But a lot of listeners, especially the people who are super Twitter people, don't know when it's a joke, when it's not a joke, when it's funny, when it's not funny. Like, Opie and Anthony don't actually think I'm bad at my job. I hate to pull that curtain back, but if they didn't want me to do this, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Like, even this after show here, if they didn't want me to do it, and if management didn't think I was doing at least somewhat decent job, I wouldn't be here.
They'd put back on just clips.
Yeah.
Just have clips running.
We had clips on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not Googling anymore, right?
Well,
See, they fixed that.
Googling isn't my strong suit. I'll admit that.
Right, exactly. So
But, yeah, this is great. And this is like, because you get sucked up into it, and I get sucked up into it. Troy does, we're not saying that the negativity doesn't come back on us, because we're sitting there, like, I go back in that office, and no matter what, when Travis tells a joke, I'm ready to tell him to shut the fuck up or to just stare at him. Like, I will never, like, even if it's a funny joke, you have to stop yourself from laughing so you can look at him stone-faced, because that accomplishes more somehow.
Right.
That's what I do.
see, but that's no way to enjoy a work day. We should be able to laugh at each other's, jokes and appreciate each other's work.
Like you said, Mars goes, "Yo, Sam, you, Travis, and Danny, you don't say good morning to each other, do you? There's a fire alarm going on?"
Yeah, so
it's
don't worry
real.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
not,
on the
I'm
air.
not leaving. You don't say good morning to each other? I go, no. He goes, "That's fucked up, man."
Yeah, that was always a weird thing for me, because it's sort of like, hey, what's up? We're starting the day off.
Exactly.
And it just for people to not say good morning, and I'm cool with it. You want to say good morning? Fuck it, I don't give a shit, dude. We don't have to. Don't have to say good morning to each other. But it's always like, hey, we're here. Let's kill it today. Let's try to do a good job. I have to be here. You have to be here. Good morning. So
And somewhere deep down, away from this place, when I'm at home with Jess I'm a nice guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a very caring person, and the listeners, they're nice people. Like, I know that the listeners are nice guys. Even the ones that, fuck that guy, I hate that guy, but they're nice guys. I know that they're nice people.
yeah,
Most
especially
of them.
when you meet them in person,
They're the coolest.
Yeah. It's funny when people meet you in person, like, wow, you're totally different in person. You're actually a nice person.
Yeah. I want to hear some of these people. Jimmy in Wichita, you're on the after show.
Hey, Sam.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, a couple of years ago, when I started listening to you guys, I started going through some changes, and my wife really couldn't pinpoint it until one day she was riding in my truck and she heard the O&A show. Now, every once in a while, I have to go through what she calls virus timeout.
Where she doesn't let you listen to the show?
Well, and she ain't with me all the time. I still listen, but
You got to sneak it in.
I gotta watch what I say. You know, I gotta hold my.
Why? What kind of stuff? Do you like Norton and Anthony and Opie jokes and stuff?
No, just the way I
Slip in a
demeanor. My demeanor. Fuck it, I'll fucking rip your eye out. Skull
right, because that frustration that Opie and Anthony naturally have with things kind of pours out onto you, and that's how you express your frustration. Or you drop in the little puddle of age jokes every now and then, or you drop the faggot word here and there where you never said that before.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, man.
See ya.
Smelly. See, and people call in with names like Smelly in Michigan. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I get an earlier caller. I've been using the word stupid a lot too since I've been listening to the show. So I guess,
and that's a word that hurts people's feelings. People don't like to be called stupid.
I know, but is some of this now? I hate to hit stereotypes, but isn't some of being in New York in general has got kind of a rep for being kind of a negative place or kind of a real mean place?
Well, I definitely,
I think you
up a little bit maybe.
I think you're definitely a little more cold. You're a little more shut off to actually being a human being.
And New York comedy, and we have New York comics on the show. New York comedy is a lot meaner than L.A. comedy. Like West Coast comedy is not nearly as mean as East Coast comedy. So I mean, there's something to that.
I think. I don't mean to be Freuding out here a little bit, but it is kind of. New York has a reputation of being kind of the mean streets, the big city and all. So
yeah,
that's got to be a little bit of it. You live in a town that's someone's liable to say "fuck you" as assume say "good morning." It's kind of. It's going to rub off on you just in your workplace.
It's true. There are places where you go up to, like here, you could go like, hey, good morning. Hey, go fuck yourself. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
There are places where, like, when you see a stranger on the sidewalk, you nod and say good morning.
Right.
And that's a stranger. That exists. Well, I'll be in Kentucky this weekend. That sounded like I was promoting I'm not going to be
appearing.
No, just with some family. And like when you're in Kentucky, you say, how you doing?
Look people in the eye.
Yeah, you look people. How you doing, man?
There's also less people, and here in New York City,
thanks, Smelly.
It seems like everybody's at some point every time you turn somewhere, somebody's trying to take advantage of you.
It's very competitive.
Yeah, where they're either asking you for money or they're trying to trick you to give you something for money. So it's almost like if you don't have your defenses up right away, like what,
right,
and come at them. Where if you look like a tourist, you look like an easy target. They're going to get you. So you have to sort of have that defensive, like, come after me because I'm going to fucking kill you look.
And like Jay in Huntington just feedbacked in, do you ever use the term pudding head with somebody who doesn't listen? And it's like you're going into a place. You're an adult. Like these are human beings. You're a person. And you just referred to brain cancer. Somebody with brain cancer as pudding head.
Yeah.
That doesn't work outside of this studio. But it's hard for us and the listeners who listen regularly to realize that. Aaron, also in New Mexico. A lot of New Mexico.
Aaron, Android Virus here. You know me, Sam.
Android Virus. What's up, buddy?
Hey, so, I had to kind of do that O&A timeout, too, call my wife stupid, and my kids started picking up on it because my kids will listen to O&A, the replays on the weekends and stuff.
Sure.
I have to censor it sometimes. Hey, also, word on the street that Anthony was actually going to be paying for Danny's hair plugs. Is that true?
I actually heard them say that on a Live from the Compound show that I was listening to. It might have been a joke, but he said that I would get you hair plugs as a birthday gift. They were doing like a bit, and they were also probably, since it was Live from the Compound, very intoxicated.
I'll gladly take them.
Yeah, it's like free.
That's a lot of money, dude.
It looks great on Ant.
Hey, Danny.
Go ahead, sir.
Danny. One thing that I do respect about you and doesn't get mentioned a lot, dude, is I know you're a freaking horror hound, dude. Like horror movies. I see your shirts and see the shit that you wear, and I just want to throw you up, big props for that shit, dude.
So the only nice thing that you have to say about me is that you like my T-shirts.
No,
you like cool stuff.
That's the negativity. That's it, Danny. That right there. Thank you, Android Virus.
He's just
That's what I'm talking about.
He's like,
That's
dude,
it.
you like some cool shit.
It's something as simple as that, where like to us, it's like that's what we do. But that is the type of shit that bothers people. Like, and I'm not faulting you for it because we all do it. I do it. Troy does it. Mars does it. That's where we are here. But that's exactly what the show breeds.
Exactly. Civil, other people in the outside world right away would say, thank you. Thanks a lot for that
Yeah.
comment.
Thanks, man.
Right away, we're thinking, is that the best you can do?
Yeah.
I got more to offer.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Or is that some sort of shot?
Yeah.
That's the only thing
What
I
the
have.
fuck is that supposed
It's the only
to
thing
mean?
I bring to the table.
And I mean, and Danny, the way he was ready to accept an insult, which is the same way I am.
Right.
I mean, you heard me on Friday when people were like, "Hey, Sam, great show," blah blah blah, and I wouldn't answer his question because I was
You're waiting
waiting for
for
a
it.
Ramon or
Right,
something.
yeah.
Well, I think that's where the shock factor was during that little exchange right there. Like, it's like, all right, why is he telling me he likes my tea? All right, what's
Yeah.
around the corner here?
And it's funny that people bring up these like get divorces and all these stories because Jess, like there was a time, like I don't know what my parents are obviously psychopaths. They've been on the air before, and not only do they listen to the show, but they go on my Twitter, they read my tweets, and then they search for my @mentions, and they read like the horrible things that people say. And then my dad just laughs and reads them to my mom out loud. Like, not while I'm there. Like, while they're watching TV or something. And so they are a completely separate breed. Like, they need a serious analysis because it's not healthy behavior. Jess, my fiance, like, she supports everything I do. She's the biggest Sam fan I've ever met in my life. She won't listen to the show.
Yeah.
She stopped listening.
I tell my parents, don't listen.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to O&A because it's too much. She says she doesn't want to wake up and for that. And so, and that kind of reminds me every day that there are people who just having that negativity, they don't want it. And like, I look at her like, what are you talking about? It's a show. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, I don't want the negativity. Like I don't want the yelling. I don't want the cursing. I don't want it. And like, and that reminds you that there are human beings on this planet somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we don't interact with them, but they are somewhere on this planet. Well, look,
Did you bring Trojans home?
we got to wrap up. I will mention, Roland, now that you say that this whole analysis of the Opie and Anthony show and the situation and everything was brought to you by Trojan Bearskin Condoms. Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand.
They really are the best condoms on the market.
They're the greatest. Why would you buy anything else? Well, thank you all for your insight, and thank you to all the callers. Yes, Mars?
uses Ziplocs.
Don't use Ziplocs, Mars.